All right. Good morning, friends. It's Tuesday morning. It's time for Your Legacy Live. Today, we are going to finish up this series that we've had the last couple of weeks on different frequently asked questions regarding estate planning. Those kind of foundations I want to get in place. So today, we're going to cover these last two questions. There'll be other frequently asked questions I ask in the future, or just questions that maybe I get posed with during the week from a client I think are really important and worth discussing here. But I just wanted this series of really core questions that I get a lot that I can make sure that they're here now and people can come back to, and I can direct people to get some really good answers, because these come up a lot. Anyways, just wanted them here on the channel, wanted them here on the different platforms. For you and for anybody else who cares to come and learn about these things. So next week, we'll be diving more deep into some other discussions regarding your business, regarding your family's relationship with your business, and how you can prepare your family going forward for your planning purposes, and talking about different things like putting in place family guiding principles, and really having that discussion with your family. How can you have that discussion with your family depending on kind of what stages you are in your life and your family's life, whether your kids are really little or they're teenagers or they've grown up. It's never too late to have those conversations to really understand, okay, what are the core values of our family? What are these guiding principles that will lead us forward and that we can build our planning around and build our businesses around, so that we know that we are successful as a family, individually and as a collective. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. Just a note of introduction for those of you who are new here. Name's Todd Jarvis. I am a legacy advisor and also an attorney, helping families and business owners to grow and expand and to establish great purposes in their families and purposes in their businesses so that they can be successful. With that, let's have a quick introduction and we'll jump into the two questions today. All right, so the first question is, basically I like to ask I get asked, what is the biggest myth about estate planning? There's actually two here that I want to address, two myths that I come across quite often. One is that a lot of people think a will covers every estate planning contingency. All you need is a will and you're good. Well, it's absolutely not true, okay? A will, it doesn't cover what happens in the case of your incapacity or you're disabled. Now, this might surprise you. A will also has to go through the probate course. So it has to be filed with a court, and a lawsuit has to be commenced in order for a will to be effective. So that's the first myth, that a will alone is enough for your estate plan. Myth number two is that a lot of people believe that if they are incapacitated or disabled and they're married, then their spouse can automatically, exclusively act for them. Now, that's actually not true, okay? For whatever reason, the legislature, the government of most states, if not all states that I know of, they don't assume you trust your spouse exclusively, all right? So your spouse can be on the same playing field as others. So even though you're married, there's not that presumption that your spouse has your best interest at heart, right? And so your spouse would actually have to go to probate court to get that authority. So if you're needing medical decisions and financial decisions made for you and on your behalf, your spouse actually has to go to the court just like anyone else would have to go to court to act on your behalf exclusively. So they have to get permission from that probate judge. So here's the moral of this story and this myth. Don't rely merely on the fact that you're married, that your spouse gets to do all these things automatically for you. And don't just rely on a will to cover all of your estate planning concerns. Check out our other facts on what's a will, should I avoid probate, and power of attorneys, because I go a lot deeper into why a will alone is not enough and how you can make sure that you have the right person making the decisions for you exclusively, right? So to give that one person the authority to make decisions, financial and medical, on your behalf. All right. So last frequently asked question. So last one in this series is we're going to discuss, well, what if I move? All right. Let's say that you've done your estate plan. You're in your home state. Let's say Arizona. That's where I currently am with my home state. You get everything in place and then you move. What happens? Well, the documents that we've helped you sign and notarize and witness, they're going to be good anywhere. They're good in any state in the United States, all right? You can travel, you can move, and still rely on these documents to be there for you, to support you, and to, lay that foundation, that roadmap for your family to avoid that court and conflict we discussed. Now, with that being said, I do want to say that some states have very different laws, okay? Or even slight tweaks to the laws of where you're currently at. So maybe what you are wanting, who gets what, under what circumstances, how all that happens, it'd be slightly different under your new state's laws than under, the state that you were in when you did your planning, like let's say Arizona or Utah or whatever state that might be and their laws. So you want to make sure that when you move that you can, that you do get in touch with an attorney in that state. They can review the estate plan that we put together with you and they can, maybe they'll keep some of it in place if it still makes sense, it's still accomplishing your goals. But if something needs to be changed or updated because some nuance under state's laws, they can walk you through that process and help you update that plan to take advantage of those laws, right? Because you definitely, your estate plan that you put in place at any one time, it matches your life at that time, right? But your life, it's going to change. So this might be the move we're talking about. It might mean a new baby. It might mean your first baby. It also might mean that your last baby has now turned 18 and is an adult. Maybe you're building wealth. Whatever the change in your life looks like, you want to make sure your plan stays up to date. So to the extent that you're still here, we can help you keep your plan up to date. And we have processes and guiding principles within our business and our firm that will actually facilitate that requires us to stay in touch with the families we plan with, to help them do annual or every periodic reviews on a regular basis at no extra charge, no extra fees, just to make sure that we are flexible and that we can keep up to date and make changes as necessary, so we can keep in communication and keep that relationship open, so you feel comfortable coming to us with the changes that happen, and we can discuss how those changes affect your plan. Okay, so to the extent that you move, we can help you find that attorney. We have relationships with attorneys in almost every state that have the same philosophies and approach to estate planning that we do, to make sure that they're going to be a good fit for you, right? So you are going to receive the attention and the relationship and the care that you're used to receiving from us. So if you move, again, your documents are still good, but we recommend as soon as you're able to sit down with an attorney in that state to review your estate plan. Okay, so I hope that helped. Get those last two questions out there and get those answered. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments on whatever platform you're on. We'll come and follow up with you on those questions. And then, if you ever want to talk, please reach out and, contact us, and we'll be happy to sit down or get on the phone and chat with you and see how these things apply to you specifically. And if appropriate, help you move forward with your planning. So anyways, that's kind of it for today. I really look forward to next week, and we'll dive deeper into your family and your business. All right. Till then, take care.